Now, for more on those stunning crime numbers, let's bring in Nicole Parker, a Fox News contributor and former FBI special agent. Nicole, thank you so much for being here. Let's put the numbers back on the screen. We have the largest year-to-year decline in violent crime ever. That's 9.3% overall, but murder down 18%, robbery down 18.5%, rape down 7.6%, aggravated assault down about 7%. And you're talking about a murder rate that now ties 1955 and 1956 as the lowest ever recorded in 2025. That's what we just saw. So from your time inside the FBI, Nicole, what actually drives decline this steep?
Well, first of all, I like to see those numbers. That is incredible. That's exactly what we want to see happening in our country. We want to see violent crime going down, and it is. I can tell you, based on my experience, I worked under multiple administrations at the FBI. One of the squads that I worked on was a violent crime squad. And I can tell you that the president sets the tone for the safety of the United States. And we have President Trump, who has touted law and order, backing the blue, and making America safe again. And there's one thing I can personally attest to. President Trump just doesn't talk about it. He actually does it. And he gets out there and he provides support for law enforcement. When I was working under the Biden administration at the end of my time at the FBI, I can tell you that it felt as if the violent criminals had more rights than the actual constituents, the citizens, the victims. And that is not the way that it is anymore. President Trump is making sure that there is sufficient and adequate and more than ample funding for local law enforcement. Let's give credit where credit is due. The local law enforcement, they're the ones on the streets fighting crime every single day, and they get the help and assistance of the federal agencies. But, they are out there working their tails off. And the one thing that they know is that President Trump supports them, and that matters. Brian, I'd just like to share with you and the audience a personal story. I've spoken about my best friend, the FBI Special Agent Laura Schwarzenberger, who was shot and killed in the line of duty under the Biden administration, February 2nd of 2021. An example of what I'm talking about with President Trump, she was not killed under the Trump administration. She was killed under the Biden administration. This year, around February 2nd of this year, 5-year anniversary, President Trump quietly called Laura's family out of the blue and spoke to her husband and said, I want you to know that we value your wife, Laura, and we know that she left behind children, and we appreciate her ultimate sacrifice. That is why crime is going down, because when law enforcement feels the support of the commander-in-chief, the president of the United States, it empowers them to do their jobs, and that is exactly what is happening. He cares. He doesn't say he cares. He shows he cares, and he does it quietly behind the scenes. But I saw what he did in Long Island yesterday when he approached the family who had lost their child. He genuinely cares for the victims, and he cares for our law enforcement. And that is why last year there was an 80-year low in line of duty officers that were killed in the line of duty last year.
So much about crime is how people feel, right? It's one thing to throw stats at someone. It's another thing for people to perceive and to feel as though they are safe. You're making the argument that obviously this president is doing that, both on the ground, but also making people feel like that they're safe. Real quick here, the crime started falling in 2023 nationwide. So critics are saying that this drop has been happening before President Trump even came into office. How much can any administration really take credit for that drop, considering that it did start in 2023?
I can tell you there was a spike in violent crime, especially during the COVID era and during the BLM protests, the riots. Our country was on fire. And that was another thing that was very disconcerting at the FBI, is that we weren't asked to get in there and help with much of that going on. But I do attribute this to, I truly believe, I can tell you myself, I worked under 2 administrations on the violent crime squad in FBI Miami, and it was like night and day going from the Obama administration to the Trump administration. And so for people that say, oh, President Trump's out there going after his political opponents, actually, that's the exact opposite of what President Trump is doing. When he came in 2016, he put a focus on violent crime. He comes in again, he puts a focus on violent crime. And we say that perception is reality. He has closed down the border. He is cracking down on illegal, criminal acts committed by illegal migrants. And he's putting the National Guard in positions of visual where people can see them. And again, if you feel safer, you're going to be feeling better about going and living your life freely. I personally believe it does have a lot to do with the administration and how much they support the law enforcement.
And Nicole, before I let you go, let's listen to the president tell Fox here that he could bring crime down in New York as well. Watch.
We could do that in New York. We could do that also very, very easily in Chicago and L.A. All we have to do is be asked if the governor would call or if the mayors would call. And every place we've gone, we brought it down 40, 50, 60%, sometimes more. D.C. is like one of the safest cities right now. Washington, D.C., our capital, is now one of the safest cities in the country. And a year and a half ago, it was the exact opposite.
Look, New York City is at record lows for shootings and murders. New York City says, we don't need help with the National Guard. They've been saying that. Do you think cities like New York and all major cities should bring in the National Guard, even if the evidence of it working 100%, there's debate on that back and forth?
Look, if you need assistance from the federal agencies, the point of the matter is Trump will willingly provide that for you. And if you're not able to take care of your own city or state's problems, the feds will come in and provide assistance for you. And that is the difference. He cares about making America safe. And again, he doesn't just talk about it, he actually does it. And he empowers law enforcement to do their jobs. Under past administrations, they felt completely, their hands were tied. They were not able to do their jobs. That is not the case anymore. We always back the blue. We stand up for what is right, and we protect American citizens.
Nicole Parker, as always, thank you for being so open with all of us and for giving us your expertise.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.